Okay, so good afternoon again. So we will be starting a new topic, Module 5, Learning Style Models. Okay. So in this module, we will be studying about the different learning style models. So our objectives for this presentation, at the end of this presentation, you will be students will be able to uh, listen, discuss the different learning style models, identify their own learning style model kung ano yung learning style ninyo, so that you will be able to understand fully, or at least kung hindi man fully, at least maintindihan nyo kahit paano on how you uh, deal with learning. Okay? Okay. So learning style. So how do we define learning style? Ah, So basically ito yung way, the way or preference on how students learns. Kung paano natututo, or kung paano yung galawan ng isang estudyante on how effectively the student learns, understand, comprehend, and retains information. So it depends on the cognitive, emotional, and environmental factors, as well as the student's prior experiences. So learning style. So some of us are visual learners. Ang pinakakilala kasing learning style, yung tinatawag natin na VARC learning style model. So yung visual, auditory, uh, reading, and kinesthetics. Okay? So yun yung isa sa pinakakilala na learning style models. But hindi lang yun yung learning style models na uh, meron sa uh, teaching and learning uh, theories. Okay? Okay, so according to Code, learning is the process whereby knowledge is created through the transformation of experience. So gano'n naman talaga nag-umpisa ang mga different branches of learning, or yung mga different branches of philosophy, sciences, di ba? Nag-umpisa naman siya sa uh, pagta-transform ng experience ng isang particular philosopher or scientist into a body of knowledge. Okay? So the first one that we will be discussing is Kolb's experimental learning style model. Okay. So according to Kolb's, okay, uh, meron siyang uh, two levels at four stage cycles of learning and four separate learning styles. Okay? So basically, ang learning style model ni Kolb ay experimental. Okay? So kung siya experimental, of course, it deals a lot with the learner's internal cognitive processes. By experimental, syempre you have to use your brain, cognates, knowledges, or knowledge. So Kolb states that learning involves the acquisition of abstract concepts, that can be applied flexibly in a range of situations. Okay, so the impetus for development of new concepts is provided by new experiences. So sabi nga doon sa quotation na inano natin that uh, learning is the product of experiences. For knowledge, yung knowledge ay nag-umpisa siya sa application ng experiences or transformation ng experiences. Okay. So ito yung stages. Okay? So the first stage is the concrete experience. Okay. Kailangan magkaroon muna siya ng actual experience. So, concrete experience in-equate natin sa doing or do. Okay? So it is where the learner actively experiences an activity such as a laboratory session or fieldwork. Kaya nga, talaga importante na ma-resume na yung inyong face-to-face classes or at least man lang yung skills lab. So hopefully, pag lumuwag-luwag na by next semester ang policy ng CHED, so hopefully pati kayo ay magkaroon na ng skills lab by next semester. Okay? So yung application ng knowledge na natutunan nyo ay hindi siya magiging complete kung hindi nyo ma-experience, lalo na yung about, remember in radiation, how do we detect radiation? Ang isa dun ay yung bukod sa photographically, di ba, yung luminescence. So, paano nyo mapapatunayan na totoo na ang radiation ay nadedetect through luminescence? So, syempre, through actual experiment. Okay? So, paano yon? Expose nyo yung intensifying screen sa X-ray. So, after exposure, makikita nyo na kung totoo ba or hindi totoo na nagkakaroon ng luminescence after exposure. Okay. Then, second stage is the reflective observation or observe. So it is when the learner consciously reflect back on the experience. Okay. So, reflection. Kung ano ba yung, how was the experience? Or how was the activity done? Okay? So after doing and observing, the third stage is thinking, abstract conceptualization. So dito, the learner attempts to conceptualize a theory or model of what is observed. Diba? So sa first stage, ginawa mo yung activity and do sa activity, okay? At the second stage, binalikan mo yung activity and you try to remember what how the activity happened, ano yung experience mo, what did you see or what did you observe during the activity, then after which you will be having to consolidate kung ano man yung natutunan during the first and second stage. Okay? Para magkaroon ka ng isang particular na concept. Okay? And then, number 4 is active experimentation or plan. So in this stage, the learner try to plan how to test the new model or theory or plan for a forthcoming experience. Okay? So, dito muna susubukan na gawa ng plano yung na-conceptualize mo na model or theory. So, siya ay cycle. Diba? So, after active experimentation, then babalik ka sa concrete experience. And so forth. Okay? So, magkakaroon ng validation if what you learned is or kung gaano man yung karami mariretain sa'yo. So, yan yung cycle ni Holmes. Okay? So, ito naman yung learning styles according to the experimental learning style models ni Kolb's. Okay? So, first is diverging. Okay. Ang tawag dun sa tao na nag-utilize nito ay of course, diverger. Okay? So, these are people who learn better when allowed to observe and collect a wide range of information. So, diverger. So, feeling and watching. Okay? So, feeling and watching, kung may apply natin dito yung 4 stages, so ito yung concrete experience and reflective observation. Feeling yung concrete experience, the actual experience. Then watching, of course, observation. Okay? Then the second one is accommodating. So accommodators, ang tawag sa tao. Okay. In this learning style, okay, so these are learners better when provided with hands-on experiences, doing and feeling. So concrete experience and experimentation, doing and feeling. Then third is assimilating. Okay? So these are learners that learn better when presented with sound, logical theories to consider. So ito ay AC and RO. Ano yung AC? Tingnan natin kung maalala nyo what is AC. Abstract conceptualization. Kasi nga, kung mapapansin natin doon sa definition, more on logical theories, di ba? So, and thinking, so reflective observation. Okay? And then, we have the converging or converger. So, people who learn better when provided with practical application of concepts and theories, so doing and thinking. Okay? So, yung conceptualization and the experimentation. Okay? So, syempre, may concepts ka and then you apply the concepts and theories into your planning. So, converging. Okay? So, sa tingin nyo, saan sa apat na yan kayo papasok? Or saan kayo tingin nyo align in those 4 learning style according to Kolb's? Are you a converger, a diverger, assimilator, or accommodator? So, dito, yun. I am expecting that you are trying to evaluate yourselves kung saan or kung ano yung inyong learning styles according to the different learning style models na ating i-discuss. Okay? So again, according to Holmes, meron tayong apat. Okay? So diverger, ikaw ba ay diverger? Ikaw ba ay accommodator? Okay? Ikaw ba ay assimilator? Or ikaw ba ay converger? Diba? Halos katunog ng isang series ng pelikula, di ba? Ano ang pelikula 'yun? Yung ang bida ay babae, converger ano? Converger ba 'yun? Hindi converger eh. Ano? Ayun, divergent. Kaso walang divergent eh. Meron ba? Diverger meron, hindi divergent. Okay, so yun. So, okay, so before tayo mag-move do sa second learning model theory or learning styles. So, na-identify nyo na ba kung alin kayo dyan sa apat na yan? Okay? So, try nyo lang, i-list down nyo lang kung ano yung sa tingin nyo ay inyong learning style. Okay? So, now we proceed to Gregor's learning style model. So, Anthony Gregor, okay? So, ang kanyang learning style model ay tinatawag na mind styles model or Gregor's cognitive styles model. Okay? Okay. The first one is perceptual quality. Okay? So, ang kanyang model, every type ay merong tinatawag na concrete and abstract. Okay? So, perceptual quality, concrete, so this quality enables you to register information directly through the five senses. Okay? So, kapag daw gumagamit ka ng concrete ability, okay, concrete is perceptual ability. So, you're dealing with the obvious. Okay, the here and now. Pag nasa harap mo, syempre, you're able to to gather information from what is in front of you by using your five senses. Okay? And you are not looking for hidden meanings or making relationship between ideas or concepts. So basically, it is what it is. Kung ano nakikita mo, yun yun. Kung ano naamoy mo, yun yun. Kung mabaho, mabaho. Okay? Kung kung beautiful yung nakikita mo, so beautiful, nothing else. So that is concrete. Okay? Okay. However, pag abstract naman, ito ay perceptual quality pa rin. Okay? So, this quality allows you to visualize, to conceive ideas, and to understand or believe that which you cannot actually see. Okay? So, you are using your intuition, imagination, and you are looking beyond what it is. So, it is, dito naman sa abstract, it is not always what it seems. So, ang abstract is kabaliktaran ng concrete. Di ba? Kahit naman sa art, di ba ganon? Kapag nakakita ka ng painting na abstract, ano ba itsura? Yung mga nag-art appreciation dyan, baka naman. Baka naman naalala nyo kung anong itsura ng isang abstract painting. Compared to a painting na may concrete the images or idea na pinipresent, di ba? So yung tipong magsaboy ka lang ng pintura sa canvas, pwede na siyang abstract. Depending on the perception ng tumitingin, perception ng artist, di ba? Kasi it is not always what it seems. Pero kung titingnan mo siya using concrete perceptual quality, okay, so okay, art na yan. Parang hindi naman art kasi parang nagsaboy ka lang ng pintura. Something like that. Kasi it is what it is. Kung ano yung nakikita ng mata mo, yun na yun. Walang other hidden meaning. Okay? So that is the perceptual quality, concrete and abstract. Okay, na ulit. Okay. So the person whose natural strength is concrete, for example, may communicate in direct, literal, and no nonsense manner. So yun daw yung tipo ng tao na concrete ang kanyang perceptual quality. On the other hand, a person whose natural strength is abstract may use subtle ways to get a point across the other person. So yun. Okay? So yun yung ating example for perceptual quality, concrete, and abstract. So, tingin nyo, are you, in terms of perceptual quality, are you concrete or are you abstract? Okay, next, ordering ability. Sequential. Okay, so syempre, sequential, sequence. So it is step-by-step linear. Okay, allows your mind to organize information in a linear, step-by-step manner. So basically, sequential ay traditional approach when dealing, okay, information. Okay. So you may always or you may also prefer to have a plan and to follow the plan rather than relying on impulse. Okay? So on the other hand, we have random. Random. Okay? So of course, kabaliktaran ng sequential. So in random, ordering ability lets your mind organize information by chunks and no particular order. Kaya nga random. Okay? So, kapag ito daw yung iyong ginagamit, random ability, okay? So, hindi ka, of course, hindi ka sumusunod dun sa step-by-step process. There are steps that you tend to skip. However, kahit na may in-skip ka na steps, okay, you still produce the same desired result. Okay? For those people who have this type of random ordering ability, okay, so pwede silang mag-start in the middle or even at the end or pwedeng pabaliktad. Unlike sa sequential, of course, they always tend to start with the beginning. Okay? So you also, for people in random, okay, may also prefer your life to be more impulsive or spur of the moment than plan. Okay, so ikaw ba ay mahilig plan or hindi ka o ikaw ba yung tipo ng tao na kapag wala sa plano, hindi mo gagawin? Or are you the type of person na maisipan mo lang, go na tayo? Okay? So yan yung sa ordering ability. Diba? So, halimbawa sa pag-aaral, let's say sa pagre-review. Okay, in a particular subject, di ba, usually mag-start ka sa basic concepts, pataas, uh, papunta sa complex. However, kung ikaw ay random, pag magre-review ka, so pwede kang mag-start ng review mo doon sa pinakahuling topic na na-discuss, okay, pabalik, papunta doon sa pinakaunang topic. Samantalang kung ikaw naman ay sequential, ikaw yung tipo ng tao na mag-uumpisa ka ng review doon sa pinakaunang topic, papunta sa latest topic. Okay? So yun yung ordering ability. So both ordering abilities are present in each person. But may pattern daw. Okay. But usually a pattern emerges for using one over the other more comfortably. So alin ba yung nagdo-dominate na pattern sa inyo? Okay. So again, pumapasok tayo sa self-assessment. Okay. You should assess yourselves kung ano ba, saan ba kayo dito. Okay? So there are 4 combinations of the strongest perceptual and ordering ability in each individual. Okay. So nandiyan yung binanggit natin kanina, concrete sequential. So ito ay halo-halo na. Okay? So concrete from the perceptual quality, sequential from the ordering ability. Then abstract from the conceptual quality, then ordering ability random. Okay? And yun din number 3 and number 4. So we have the CS, concrete sequential, the AR, abstract random, okay, then abstract sequential, AS, and then CR, concrete random. Okay, so no one is a pure style. Each one of us have a unique combination of natural strengths and abilities. So these are only guides. Okay, guides lang naman sila. Okay? Okay. So concrete sequential. Okay. So yan. Okay. So yung mga learning or learners dito sa concrete sequential, okay, they like order, logical sequence, following directions, predictability, and getting facts. Okay. So itong mga learners daw na to ay natututo ng mabuti kapag they have structured environment. Ibig sabihin, structured, so they already know yung mga pagkakasunod-sunod na kanilang mga activities. They can rely on others to complete this task. They are, okay, when are faced with predictable situations, they can apply ideas in pragmatic ways. Okay, however, those people naman, nahihirapan sila na mag-work in groups. Okay? Discussions that seems to have no specific point, nahirapan silang unawain. Okay? Working in an organized environment, following incomplete or unclear directions. Yung bang mga tipong pag ang instructor ay nagbigay lang ng general instruction and then the rest is up to the students, binibigyan ng free hand. So medyo nahihirapan ang mga taong with concrete sequential. Okay? Then demands to use your imagination. So yung mga tipong be creative, may mga be creative na instructions. So, nahirapan silang, mahirap para sa kanila yun. Okay? And questions with no right or wrong answers. Okay? So, ito yung concrete sequential. So, do you belong to concrete sequential? Okay? Okay, next, we have abstract random. So, this type of learners, okay, likes to listen to others, bringing harmony to group situations. Okay? They like establishing healthy relationships with others. Okay? And then they also like focusing on the issues at hand. Okay. So ito yung mga gusto ng abstract random learners. However, nahihirapan sila, mahirap para sa mga abstract random na mag-explain or mag-justify ng feelings. Ayaw nila ng competition. Or in short, hindi sila competitive. Kasi competition has both negative and positive connotation. So kung ano man yung tingin ko dito is competition in terms of the negative connotation. Then mahirap sa kanila to work with dictatorial or authoritarian personalities. Nahirapan sila na ang kasama sa grupo ay bossy. Then working in a restrictive environment. Working with people who don't seem to be friendly. Then concentrating at one thing at a time. Giving exact details, accepting even positive criticism. So yan yung mga bagay na mahirap para sa abstract random learners. So saan naman sila natututo ng mabuti? Okay? Kapag ang environment ay personalized, they learn best. Okay? They are given broad or general guidelines, able to maintain friendly relationships, able to participate in group activities. Kaya nga, it is proven na naman sa College of Radtech na may mga students na excelling in theories or sa mga subjects when it comes to the lectures, yung mga exams, and there are students who excel in practical examinations or even in internship. May mga estudyante na magaling sa theory na pagdating sa internship, hindi ganun ganda yung performance when it comes to the application ng theory. Meron din naman students na hindi magaling sa theory, pero pagdating sa internship, napapakita nila na mas angat sila dun sa ibang interns. Okay, so next, we have abstract sequential. So this type of learner likes their point to be heard. They analyze situations before making decisions or acting. They apply logic in solving or finding solutions to problems. They learn best when they have access to experts or references, placed in stimulating environments, and they able to work alone. So yung abstract sequential can work by themselves. Okay. Then, mahirap sa kanila kapag sila ay forced to work with those of differing views. So, ayaw niya ng merong opposing ideas sa isa sa kagrupo. O hindi naman sa ayaw, mahirap lang para sa kanya na meron siyang opposite view sa kagrupo. Too little time to deal with a subject thoroughly. So parang mahirap sa kanya na mag-deal sa mga circumstances na kung saan ang isang specific topic ay madidiscuss lang ng limited time. Okay? Then, mahirap din sa kanya yung repeating the same task over and over. Lots of specific rules and regulations. Ayaw niya nun. Sentimental thinking. Ayaw niya ng sentimental thinking. Pag sinabing past, past is past. Hindi pwedeng past is present. Okay? Expressing their emotions. Okay? So kapag project lang. Walang cuddle. Joke lang yun. Ano, pag project, di ba? Project lang. Walang personalan, ika nga. Then, being diplomatic when convincing others. Okay. So, ayaw niya ng hindi siya masyado naniniwala sa pagiging diplomatic. So, more on parang, alam mo, nakikita mo sa kanya pagiging authoritarian. Dominant in personality. Okay? Okay. Ayun, kita mo naman, di ba? Mahirap nga sa kanya na hindi mag-monopolize sa conversation. So in short, gusto niya mag-monopolize ng conversation. Halimbawa sa grupo, kung nagdi-discuss kayo, gusto niya siya lang magsasalita. Okay. So mahirap sa kanya na may iba pang tao na magsasalita sa grupo. Lalo na kung hindi siya sang-ayon dun sa idea na meron siya. Okay? So that is abstract sequential. Okay, now we proceed to concrete random. Okay, ang concrete random learner, okay, likes to experiment to find answers. Okay, likes to take risks, use their intuition, solving problems independently. Okay? They learn best when they are able to use trial and error approaches. Naku, kabaliktaran to ng ano ngayon, ano na una dito? Abstract sequential. Diba ayaw niya ng paulit-ulit? And trial and error, paulit-ulit. Able to compete with others. Okay? Given to the opportunity to work through the problems by themselves. Okay? So, it is hard for these learners naman na magkaroon ng restrictions and limitations. Yan, formal reports. So, ayan, mahirap sa kanya formal reports. Routines. Okay, redoing anything once it's done. Okay, when we say redoing anything once it's done, so, uulitin mo yung isang bagay na nalaman mo na yung kasagutan. Then keeping detailed records. Ayaw nga niya ng nahirapan nga siya sa formal reports, di ba? May detailed records pa. Then showing how they got the answer. Ang mahalaga, nakuha niya yung sagot. Diba? Or napatunayan niya na tama yung sagot niya. Okay, yun nga lang, mahirap sa kanya na ipakita kung paano siya nakarating sa sagot na gano'n. Okay? Mahirap din sa kanya ang pumili lang ng isang sagot. At mahirap sa kanya yung walang options. Walang ibang options. So, alin kayo sa apat? Nako, please check the next mamaya natin tuloy yan. Isipin nyo muna before we continue doon. Alin kayo doon sa apat? Ayan, dapat meron na kayong dalawang sagot. Una, doon kay Kolbs. Diverger, assimilator, accommodator, or converger. Then ngayon, dito, random sequential, mali pala. Concrete random, concrete sequential, abstract sequential, or abstract random. Okay? So, lista nyo na. Punta na tayo dito. Please check next. Check down next. Maglagay ng check next to the items that describes your, simple ano na lang, piliin nyo kung alin yung best sa item na nag-describe sa inyo. Yan. Okay, so number 1, I like to study alone. I study with friends or in a group. 3, I like to study in a quiet place. 4, I enjoy my studies and do not need any outside motivation to study. 5, I am not overly motivated to study unless I have deadlines to meet. 6, uso-uso to. I tend to procrastinate. 7, I am usually prepared. Are you? 8, I prefer teachers who provide careful course outlines and objectives. 9, I prefer teachers who encourage class discussions and activities. 10, I prefer teachers who use lectures and textbook reading as a method of teaching. 11, I enjoy classes that have class discussions and group activities. May kasunod pa ba to? Wala! So, yan. Na-checkan nyo ba yung kung alin kayo dyan? Okay, are you done na ba that we can move to the next slide? Remember, mahalaga na maunawaan ninyo kung anong klaseng learner kayo kasi siyempre it will be a great help for your study. Okay, so can we move to the next slide? Done na po ba? Done na, people? Done na ba? Pwede na mag-move forward. Okay, thank you. So, yan yung next question. Are you a field independent learner or field dependent learner? Okay, so statements 1, 3, 4, 7, and 10. So they indicate field independent characteristics. Okay. All the other statements, aside from those five, meaning 2, 5, 6, 8, and 9, are statements indicating that you are a field dependent learner. So another set of learning style yan. Okay. So na-identify nyo ba if you are field independent or uh, field dependent? Okay. Field dependent learners, so ang definition ay learners tend to rely on structure and on receiving directions. So panibagong learning styles na ulit tayo. Okay? So based on the answers ninyo, so have you identified whether you are field independent or field dependent? Okay? So basic teaching styles na kailangan. So instructors who give explicit directions, assignments, and guidelines. Potential pitfall. Okay, pitfall. Okay, so since people that are field dependent learners are reliant on directions, okay, so kailangan mayroong strong support system. Okay? Why? Kasi nga dependent. Without a strong support system, the learner will tend to be overwhelmed by stress, lose confidence, and get into academic difficulty. Okay? So parang ganito, tingin nyo, gaano kabigat itong baso na to? Gaano siya kabigat? Ayan.
Glass po ba yan? Or
Glass. Glass. Take a guess. Or mga madlang people, are you awake? Baka mamaya tulog na kayo ha. Nakakamot na sa tiyan kaya tulog na. Pagkatapos kumain, kumakamot sa tiyan. So, gaano siya kabigat? Sa tingin nyo, gaano siya kabigat? $100, 300 grams, 200 grams daw, sabi ni Miss Sedenyo. Okay. How about the others? Wala, hindi nyo alam. Ayaw nyo humula. 300 to 50. Okay. So in reality, it doesn't matter on, hindi naman importante yung gaano kabigat yung glass. Okay? So what is important is how long do I hold the glass? Kahit anong bigat niya, di ba? Kahit anong bigat ng glass, kapag tumagal ng 1 oras, ano sa palagay nyo? Hawakan ko to 1 oras. Ano sa palagay nyo mararamdaman ng kamay ko?
Makakalay.
Mangangalay. Sige, palampasin natin na 1 oras. Okay? Mga 4 na oras. So, hindi lang ngalay yan. Mangingimi na. Diba? Mananam. Mamanhid. Mamanhid na daw ako, sabi. Grabe naman sa pagkamanhid. Okay? So, kung hawak ko siya ng 1 araw, 24 hours, so ano mangyayari? Dahil nga sa manhid na, pagod na, ngalay na, so tendency is maaring mabitawan ko na siya at mabasag yung baso. Tama? So, ganon din sa stress. Nakaka-stress mag-aral, di ba? Nakaka-stress mag-aral. Pero it depends upon your perception. Ano yung pananaw mo sa mga stressors na nagko-contribute sa stress mo? Anong solusyon para hindi ko siya mabitawan? Anong solusyon para hindi ko mabitawan yung baso? Simple lang yung solusyon, di ba? Oh, ano ipaglaban? Ipaglaban, ano ba yun? Itahali. Siyempre, ibaba mo yung baso. Yun. Yung baso, it represents the stress. Kung patuloy mong papasanin yung stress, magbre-breakdown ka. Diba? Okay. Kaya nga, isa sa dapat matutunan ng mga students on yung how to deal with stress. Okay. And yun, nakasalalay rin kung paano or makakatulong sa mga estudyante yung kung paano nila ma ah, ma-handle yung stress kung alam nila yung kanilang learning styles. Dahil makakabawas yun sa stress. Diba, na-experience nyo na ba na pag nagre-review kayo, walang pumapasok sa utak nyo? Diba? May mga ganong moments. Okay. So, anong dapat mong gawin pag may times na ganon? Ako, nung nagre-review ako sa board, hindi ko pinipilit yung sarili ko na uh, I mean yung todo review. Hindi ako yung tao na todo review during the board exam review. Yung klase namin, magkakasama kami sa isang dorm sa Manila. So, parang 15, ano no, 11 kami doon sa isang dorm. Sa isang kwarto kami, magkakasama kami lahat. Sa isang kwarto, isang malaking kwarto. So lahat, may mga double deck pero ang ginawa namin, pinatanggal namin ibang double deck. Tapos sa sahig na kami nakalatag. So magkakasama kami lahat. So nakikita ko yung ginagawang pagre-review ng mga kaklase ko. So sa amin, na makakasama sa dorm, ako yung tipong happy-go-lucky. Kapag gusto ko lang magbasa, saka lang ako magbabasa. Hindi ka tulad ng iba kong classmate na 12 o'clock na ng ating gabi, nagre-review pa. Tapos pagising ko kinabukasan ng 5 a.m., gising na at nagre-review pa rin, nagre-review na ulit. Diba? Ayun. Dahil siguro sa alam ko yung capacity ko as a learner, kaya ayun, na-utilize, hindi ko naman sinasabing mali yung ginagawa nila at mas advantageous yung paraan ko ng pag-aaral. Siguro lang mas naunawaan ko yung learning style ko at dahil doon nakatulong ito sa retention ng mga information ng knowledge na kailangan ko para pumasa sa board. Okay? So, yun. Kasi bukod kasi sa kung kailan ko lang gusto magbuklat ng libro, saka lang ako magbubuklat. Ayun, madalas nasa ano pa ako, nasa mall. Iniiwan ko yung mga kaklase ko sa dorm. Kahit sa akin sila lahat binili ng mga magulang nila. Pero yun, hindi. Kasi, nung time na yun, dumating dito yung kapatid ko bunso, galing US. So, wala siyang kasama, wala siyang kilala. So, ako lagi niyang kasama. Kakain, sa mall, kain. Bibili siya ng mga damit na gusto niya. Ako lagi kasama. So, no choice din naman. Buti na lang, maganda yung foundation ko sa mga subjects, kaya ako napasa. Okay. Yung set 1, napasa ko yung board exam pero mayroon ako isang set na bagsak. Okay? Hindi ko pinagmamalaki yung bagsak ko ha. Ang kaya ko lang ipagmalaki yung mga subject na pasado ako. Okay. So, 4 na sets yun. 5 sets. Set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4, and 5. Set 1, radiation physics. Set 2, image evaluation and production. Image production and evaluation. So, nandiyan yung film screen, CRDR. Set 3, radiographic positioning. Okay, so ayun na yung mga positioning subjects. Then set 4, patient care management, ethics, jurisprudence, etc. Set 5, radiological sciences. Radiological sciences, CT, MR, LookMed, lahat ng modalities, special modalities. Okay? Bagsak ako sa set 3. Huwag nyo na akong gayahin, please. Bagsak ako sa set 3. Ah, ang grade, ang aking grade sa set 3 ay, I think it's 65. Yun, 65. So, anong sinasabi sa Radtech Law? Di ba, sinasabi sa Radtech Law, para pumasa ang isang examinee, kailangan ang kanyang general average ay 75 above. Tama ba? 75 above. With no grades in any subject or any set lower than or
60
below
po ba?
below 60. So, pasado ako 65 yun eh. Pero promise, wag nyo talaga akong gagayahin kasi 3 days mula after ng last day ng board exam, wala talaga akong tulog, 3 araw. Kakahintay ng resulta ng board. Kasi sabi ko sa sarili ko, dalawa lang ang possible na resulta ng aking board exam. Either bagsak ako or conditional. Paano ko nasabi? Kasi una, yung aking set 3, isang column, may bura ako. And that one column is 20 items. Ang nagche-check ng answer sheet ng board exam ay computer. So, pwede niyang ma-read pa rin yung binura mo na pencil. Kasi ano yun eh, di ba? Pencil is lead. Leaded yun. So, may maiiwan at maiiwan pa rin doon sa sinade mo. So, 20 yun. Plus, dagdag pa doon sa mga hindi ko alam na sagot. Or na mali ako siguro na sagot. Sabi ko, either bagsak ako or conditional lang talaga. Bagsak kasi baka mahatak sa sobrang baba ng set 3 ko, baka mahatak yung ibang subjects ko. Kaya ang hirap din ng ang hirap din ng set 5, radiological sciences, as in sobrang hirap na. Na tipong ang sure ko lang na pasado na tama kong sagot is 10. 10 out of 100. 10 lang ang sure ko na tamang sagot. So dalawang set yung aking pinagkakabahan. Di ba? So yun, sabi ko, kaya hindi ako makatulog-tulog. Pero nung lumabas yung result ng exam, sabi kasi nila, huwag ka daw titingin. Wag mo daw, pag lumabas yung result ng board, wag mo daw hanapin yung pangalan mo. Hintayin mo daw na may bumati sa'yo. Kapag daw walang bumati sa'yo, alam mo na. Hindi ka kasama sa pumasa. Eh, kabaliktaran ko dahil nga sobrang paranoid na ako ng 3 araw na yon. Malaman-lamang kung lumabas na yung result ng board. Hinanap ko agad yung pangalan ko. Yun. Sa sobrang tawa ko, sigaw ako na sigaw dito sa bahay. Nakita ko yung pangalan ko, grabe. Pero yung score or yung grade per set, lumabas lang siya after 2 weeks. So hindi ko pa alam yung mga grades doon. Pero nung lumabas na, it turns out na ang aking set 1, 88. Aking set 2, image production, parang 84 yata yon or 85. Aking set 3, 65. Ay set 4, 88. Set 5 ko, 79. Ang general average ko ay 80.80. Ayun. Chamba yon. Sure. Hindi yung chamba. Ang ginawa ko kasing technique during the review is nag-focus ako dun sa mga subjects na strength, yung strength ko, yung ah, matibay yung foundation ko, mas tinibayan ko yung foundation ko dun sa mga subjects na yun. So yung set 1, kaya set 1 and set 4, hindi na ako nagtaka doon sa grade na nakuha ko doon. Yun lang nagtaka lang ako sa set 5 na naging 79 pa siya. Na sabi ko sa inyo, ang sure ko lang talaga ang tamang sagot is 10. At ang passing doon dapat ay 58. 58 items ang passing dapat doon. Set 2, ayun, hindi ko rin na-expect na nasa line of 8 yung set 2 kasi medyo may kahirapan din yung set 2. Though, andyan yung mga mga dark room, chemicals, etc. Mga KBPMAS. Medyo may kahirapan din yun. Ang point ko, ang point ko lang is know your learning style. Okay? Makakatulong yan sa inyo. Okay? Lalo na pag sa mga exams nyo. Okay? Kapag alam niyo learning style nyo. Minsan, makakapag-develop kayo ng techniques on how to review, how to analyze questions, how to know or how to identify kung alin yung mapapasama sa exam. Kasi uh, may mga techniques, so pag alam niyo yung technique, pag nagbasa kayo ng o nag-review kayo ng isang topic, makikita nyo lang doon kung ano yung possible na lalabas sa inyong exam. Kasi there are topics na hindi siya madaling gawa ng question. Diba? So, pag mga ganon, medyo expect nyo na hindi siya lalabas sa exam. Ayan. Nakapagbigay patuloy ng tip. Anyhow, so now we proceed to may advantage pa pala. Advantage. Good with organization, direction, support systems, and you can do very well in school. So yung mga field-dependent learners, so alam nyo na, kung field-dependent learners kayo, malamang kayo yung mga estudyante na academic freeze. Mas may matututunan po kami sa sa in-person classes kaysa sa online classes. So I don't know if you will agree, pero technically naman, learning is wala naman talaga kinalaman whether it is in person, face-to-face, or online learning. Kasi it depends in the perception of the student, in the perception and attitude of the student when it comes to learning. Katulad ng pagsasabi na wala yan sa school, sa pangalan ng school. Diba? Wala yan sa pangalan ng school kung papasa ba sa board exam ang estudyante. Kasi yan ay nakadepende sa sarili, doon sa student mismo. Okay? So, field independent learners, they tend to prefer autonomy. Okay? You like direction or directing your own learning. Best teaching style, instructors whose teaching style is not too structured, which allows students several options. Potential pitfall, doing everything your way can cost you incomplete or incorrect assignments. Learn to respond to explicit directions and course requirements. A potential advantage, okay? So if you learn to distinguish between what you know and what you need to learn, well, you are at an advantage because you are a self-starter who needs minimal support from others. So, importante na magkaroon ng balance between being field dependent and field independent learners, especially for students that are enrolled in courses with board exam. Kasi at the end of the day, after the 4 years in school, uh, pag magre-review ka na for the boards, wala ka namang ibang aasahan kung hindi sarili mo. Diba? Hindi ka naman pwedeng araw-araw babalik ka sa school. Eh, graduate ka na. But you're just preparing for the board exam. And yun nga, sabi nga dito, ito yung pinaka-importante kapag independent learner, okay, na kapag daw alam mo kung paano ma-distinguish yung mga dapat pag-aralan, okay, yung sabi dito yung what you know and what you need to learn. Yan, importante yan. Na, okay, may alam ka naman talaga, di ba? Kasi nga, we have prior existing knowledge. And knowledge is cumulative. Diba sabi nga doon sa mga past lesson natin, cumulative yan. Kung ano yung natutunan mo a few years ago, andyan na yan, nakastore na yan dyan sa uh, subconscious mind mo, sa mind mo. Okay? Mati-trigger lang yan kapag may mga triggering factors. Or pwede na kapag yan ay nasa long-term memory mo, madali mo siyang ma-access ulit. Okay. So, syempre, yung alam mo na, either kailangan mo pa siyang i-reinforce or may kailangan mong pag-aralan yung dapat mong pag-aralan. Okay? So, yung pitfall lang ng mga field independent learners, dahil nga sila ay they tend to follow their own direction. Okay? So, minsan, nauubos yung oras nila sa mga bagay na hindi naman yun yung concepts na dapat nilang matutunan for that particular period of time. Okay? Kaya nga, nakalagay dyan, dapat meron pa rin guide from the instructor. Okay? Meron pa rin structured kahit pa paano. Okay? Structured yung mga lessons, but it is not too structured compared with field-dependent learners. Okay? Okay. So may question po doon sa previous before we proceed to the BART learner style or BART learning style. So dito na yung familiar na learning style na common na naririnig natin. Okay? Okay, so we have visual, auditory, read and write, and kinesthetics. So visual learners prefer the usage of images, maps, graphics organized to access and understand new information. So sila yung mga tipo ng learner na mas gusto na may mga tinatawag nating visual aids. Okay, either PowerPoint presentation man or mga videos. Okay, so yan, visual learners. Or yung mga demonstration. Okay, then auditory. So ito naman yung mga nakikinig lang. They learn best when listening. Okay, so are you those type of learners na may mas natututunan kapag nakikinig lang or kapag may nakikita ba? Okay, so auditory learners are learners that use repetition. Okay, kapag nag-aaral. Okay. So this type of learner also, they gain benefit from the use of mnemonics. So, nag-anatomy na ba kayo? Do you still remember the cranial nerves? Do you still remember the cranial nerves? GUI. Do you still remember the mnemonics for the cranial nerves? Ano yon? May nakakaalala ba sa inyo?
Yung mnemonics po, sir.
Anong mnemonics ang tinuro sa inyo?
Yung ano po, to touch and feel and use dyan.
So yung mnemonics naalala. Yung cranial nerves hindi. Ilang oo yon? Tatlo. So anong meron tayong tatlong O? We have the anong mga nerves? Nakalimutan na. Optic nerve. Ano pa? Olfactory nerve. Ano pa? Oculomotor. O ano kasunod?
Trochlear.
Trochlear, to touch. To touch, dalawang T.
Trigeminal.
Trigeminal, to touch. A.
Abducens.
F.
Facial.
Ano nakasunod? To touch and feel. Another A.
Auditory or
Ano kasunod? Girl, G.
Glossopharyngeal nerve po.
Okay, next. B.
Vagus nerve.
Ano pang next? Ano yon? Accessory nerve. Okay? Next. Ano, kasunod H. Hanggang H na lang ba? Heaven. Tama. So, ayun, alam nyo naman pala. How about carpal bones? Steve left the party. Hindi siya gusto yung mnemonics nun. Di bali. Meron naman kayong radiographic anatomy. Dadaanan nyo ulit sa radiographic anatomy. Okay, next is read and write. So students with strong reading and writing preference learn best through words. Okay, so ito yung mga tipo ng student na yun, sa pagbabasa lang natututo na. Okay, hindi lang basta sa pagbabasa yung tipong combination of both. Okay, so minsan pag nagre-review yung mga ganitong tipo ng learners, sinusulat nila yung concepts or let's say co-enumeration yun, pag nagme-memorize sila, sinusulat nila yung mine-memorize nila. Okay? So yan. And lastly, yung kinesthetics. Ito yung mga learners na mas natututo kapag dine-demonstrate sa kanila ang mga concepts or particularly yung tinatawag nating skills laboratory. Okay? So, dito yung demonstration and return demonstration. So, ayun. Yan yung BART. Yan yung learning theory na uh, pinakakilala sa ibang or sa mga learning styles ng mga students. So, yan, sa apat na yan. So, have you identified yourself? So, ilan na yan? Bali, apat na, di ba? Apat na learning theories yung at learning theory model yung ating diniscuss ngayon. So, na-identify nyo ba? Nalaman nyo ba kung what type of learners are you? Kung na-identify nyo, may napulot ba kayong pamamaraan? Kung paano nyo ma-utilize yung identification ng learning styles ninyo, i-integrate ninyo sa inyong studies. Okay, so, wala sumasagot. Siguro hindi nyo pa na-realize na integrate. Okay? Okay, so teaching process, assessment, planning, implementation, evaluation. Okay? So, ganyan din sana yung gawin ninyo when you have identified your learning styles. So, okay. So, na una, assessment. Tapos na tayo sa assessment. Diba? By now, you have already assessed kung anong klaseng learning styles meron kayo. Then, anong next na step? Okay, you should be able to plan kung paano nyo i-integrate yung pagkaka-identify nyo ng inyong learning styles sa inyong studies. Then, how will you implement your plan? And of course, evaluate the implementation of the action plan. Okay? So these are my references. Okay, so that ends our lecture for today. Thank you. So do you have